many times when young men are talking to young ladies they're friends with, they get into discussions that you don't get into. They make statements that make them feel, they make the girl feel like this young man has a plan. Are you with me? And it gets worse when they start sleeping together. The girl thinks that because he's talking nice to her and they're having immoral sex together and all of that, then he's interested. He is not. He is just using her and bidding time. Now in church, even if you are not having immoral sex, no challenge. But back off. Anytime you are leading a sister on, when it gets to the point where acrimony, aggression, evil comes in, that girl will kneel down, cry to God for you, and your destiny will come down. Because you thought you were playing a game, but the game is somebody's life. Am I talking to somebody here? The game is somebody's life. Don't waste anybody's destiny. Know how you talk to people. Know how you live. Am I talking to somebody here? Do that. Do that. I told you in this church, when I was a younger person, I had a relationship with somebody that was my good friend. She's still a member of this church. She was my good friend. I didn't want to have a girlfriend. I was born again. I had no plan of any girlfriend. She's the one that walked up to me and said, "You are my boyfriend." I say, "Why?" I came to visit my uncle. They lived in the same compound with my uncle. I was a student at Uniport at that time. It's all the girls in my class have girlfriends, have boyfriends. He said, "I don't have any. And I like you. As I'm born again," he said, "I will follow you." And I took it as a joke. But if you know her, even today in church, you know that you can't say no to that girl. I was in Uniport. She came with her friends. The same way she behaves in church here is the same way she behaves everywhere. Just appeared in the campus and started looking for my room. And I found my room. And they came. "What are you doing here?" He said, "I brought my friends so that my boyfriend can take us out." By fire, by force, I took them out. But you see, after some time, I really started liking her a lot. You're not hearing me. I liked her a lot. And we became friends. But I had my boundaries because I was a Christian. Are you with me? So go everywhere and all of that. But there's something I knew about her. She had hot temper. And she can talk. And those two things are things I can't live with. You're not hearing. One day there was a fight, a quarrel, not between me and her, between her and somebody. I was coming, they were calling me. I said, "This person is fighting." I came. I'm not talking about talk fight. Physical fight of tearing clothes. I came in. I saw her. I grabbed her. I took her into the house. I said, "What?" I said, "You can fight." Now hear this. Are you with me? After some time, I sat down with her. I said, "Listen, you know I love you." She said, "Yes." I said, "I want to be clear to you. My values and your values are not the same. My standards and yours are not the same. And believe me, our relationship will not go in this direction, so that you don't mistake our walk." I made it clear. It wasn't nasty. It wasn't brutal. It wasn't aggressive. It was sincere and simple. And she knew. I said, "This is what God has for me. This. We can't mix this together. We'll still be friends." When I was getting engaged, I had to go and tell her, "I saw somebody. Where is the person? Can I see the picture?" I brought the picture. "Okay, bring the person. I want to approve." She wasn't part of everything we did. But she knew I wasn't going to marry her. She's in this church now. She's my friend till forever. But not a nasty. So if you lead somebody on, you have a lot of baggage to carry. Am I clear? So stop.
Thank you very much, Pastor Izunwa of Gateway Church. A very nice statement, and as a matter of fact, on point on this particular one. Millions of guys out there who are bent on leading ladies on, just using them for sex and to while away time. They do this very often. Millions of guys, they know they do not have any specific plans for such a lady, but they just want her for sex, whiling away time until they move on to, when they find somebody else, another lady. They dump this one and continue with another lady. You hear what the pastor said, and because it is the destiny, it is the time of that particular lady you are wasting. You move with a lady, you cut with a lady for 7 years, some of them even more than that. And at the end of the day, you now discover she's not the type of person you can marry. She's not the type of lady you want to marry, So what happens to the number of years you've been with her? You've wasted her time, you've wasted her destiny, you've used her. I'm not saying that if you get in a relationship that automatically means it's going to lead to marriage. I know it's not going to lead to marriage, but do not waste too much of the time, Whatever it is you want to do, whatever research you want to make, whatever thinkings you want to do, do it as quickly as possible, and just let the lady know, sit yourselves down and talk to yourself to say, you know what, this relationship is not going anywhere because this and this and this and that. But in a situation whereby you delay the lady for 4, 5, 6, 7 years or more, only for you to now call her one day and say, you know what, this relationship can no longer work anymore because of X, Y, and Z. What about the number of years that you have spent with the lady? Now, listen to what the pastor says. While speaking to his congregation recently, Pastor Izunwa of Gateway Church at Lighthouse told men that if the relationship gets to a point where acrimony, aggression, and evil comes in, the lady will kneel down to cry unto God, and the man in question's destiny will come down. So what that means is that the particular lady you are about to judge after 5, 6, 7 years, if she kneels down and plead to God, what he's trying to say is that your own destiny as a man will come down. Well, in some aspects, some people may believe it, some people may not believe it. I'm not here to either say believe or not believe. What I am speaking for at the moment is it is not very okay. It's not very good for you to delay the lady for the number of years, only for you to now tell her you cannot marry her. If you know a specific lady is not good enough for you, let her know on time, within a short space of time, then so she can move on to the next person, so that she can be able to find somebody else. She'll be able to find the right man who will be able to marry her, in a very short space of time. When a lady gets to 30, 35, the chances of her, settling down, it's very, very, is reduced. So don't help that particular situation. Don't complicate situation for her by actually prolonging the time she's supposed to have settled down. This man of God has a point, and I'm actually going to keen onto that. But then there's nothing we can actually do about it, only for us to just advise the men out there, because you are toying with somebody's life if you do not know. Take, for instance, if you have a sister, I'm talking to the men now, you have a sister and she's going out with a guy, and that guy has been with her for like 4, 5, 6, 7 years, only for the guy to just tell her, you know what, I'm not interested in anymore. How would you feel as a guy? How would you feel? Would you feel happy that the guy jilted your sister? Would you feel happy that the guy has wasted your sister's time? You won't feel happy. So why do the same thing to someone else's daughter or to someone else's sister? So you need to think about this very, very well. If you know you're not interested in any relationship whatsoever, don't just use them for sex. Let them know on time so that they can move on to marry the right person. This is really, really important. Very, very important. So right, guys, on this note, I'm going to leave you now. If you have any comments, if you have anything you want to add to this, why don't you just go ahead and drop it in the comment section for us so that others can learn from it. This is CRISOGMEDIA Network, and I'll be seeing you in the next clip. Enjoy the rest of your day, and bye for now.